Hey guys, it's Harleywood. So tomorrow I leave for an elk hunt in Montana. I just got done with the rut in Georgia and unfortunately did not harvest an animal. The week before I went for the rut, what was supposed to be the rut, there was a lot of movement, a lot of seeking. I had a lot of deer on camera. In fact, if you've been following the channel for a while, I posted last year, actually it's exactly a year ago today, I shot a 10-pointer and I trailed him for over 1,700 yards. I ended up mapping it out on Google Earth and kind of following the trail, and it was 1,700 yards that I followed his blood trail, and then it completely dried up. Well, 12 days later I got him on camera again, and this year I've had him on camera several times, including right where I shot him last year. So tried to hope he would show up again. He did not, but he's still out there. Hopefully none of the other guys that are at camp harvest him. I had to leave in order to get ready for this elk hunt. Maybe I'll get him next year. Maybe he'll be bigger yet again. He was quite a bit bigger this year. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I have for this elk hunt. And I'm going to be doing full reviews of a lot of this stuff in the weeks following when I get back. So first and foremost, the rifle. This is a Seiko, and it's from Finland, and this is the Finlight 85. It's 300 Winchester short mag, and a very flat shooting bullet from what I understand. I did sight this in last week when I was down at camp, did a little bit of shooting with it, and it's expensive. A single box of 20 rounds will cost you about $45 to $50 depending on where you get it. So that hurts every time you pull the trigger. Not quite as bad as the 458 SOCOM, again depending on which loads, but hurts a little bit. And on top of this thing, freaking fantastic scope. This is the Nikon Black X1000. This is the 6 to 24 by 50, and it does have the lighted reticle. This is the MRAD version instead of the MOA version. This is the only MRAD scope that I have, so I did some shooting with it, and I've got the basics of, you know, the standard versus metric and all that. It's not a big deal, but nice to kind of have the other platform just so you are familiar with it. So anyway, there's the rifle and the optic on it. Some other optics is I've got these binoculars. These are the Monarch 7s, and if you follow me on Instagram, which hopefully you do, I posted some footage of these. I'll tell you, where's my other ones? Hold on, I have my other binoculars here somewhere. Sorry, I got stuff all over getting ready. Alright, so these are the binoculars that I've had. This is my 9th year at this particular hunt camp. I've had these for 9 years, and you know, they're huge. Look at the size comparison. Look how wide those suckers are. Even collapsed there. Now they're both collapsed. Look at the footprint in terms of just the size. So that was annoying, and I kept losing these eye cups. I could glue them back on, but they would just come right back off. So this one I finally lost permanently. I have no idea where I lost it. I said enough, and I got those Nikons. Immediately I noticed some huge differences. This one does not have the ability to focus various depths. So everything is pretty much flat, and it's hard to tell the distance between objects. It's hard to tell what's in front of what. And in fact, when I shot that deer last year, it's very similar looking through a rifle scope. When you have a single ocular, you're looking through there, and it's hard to see if you're zoomed out on the animal at 100 yards. You blur out a twig that might be right in your line of sight that may be at 15 yards. And these binoculars did not help me overcome that. I could not look through them and get much of a sight picture that was different than my scope. These, I'm going to roll in a real quick snapshot right here. It's a little bit shaky because it's hard to hold this, but I was literally in my deer stand and I was loving it. I was loving that I could zoom out and zoom back in, so finally got some big boy binoculars there. I'll be taking those. I reviewed these a few years ago, these heated insoles. There is supposed to be snow on the ground in Montana. Depending on where the herd is, we may have to go up higher. We may be able to stay down lower. I don't know yet. So I got a whole bunch of new camo and thermal polar tech stuff and then lightweight stuff, so I'll take all that with me. But these, anything short of 30 degrees, you really don't need them. Well, most people don't need them. Maybe if you're thin blood you might, but they will burn yourself slap out of your shoes, out of your boots if it's much hotter than 30, 40 degrees. What else? The skinning knife that I'm taking is my Benchmade Saddle Mount and Skinner. I did a review on this thing and love it. That's still the one that I keep in my pack at camp for skinning game out. This, we're going to see how this goes. This is from Hill People Gear, and this is one of their chest rigs. So it has, let's show you. It has the straps that go over, and then I'll do a review of this later. I'm not going to take in a lot of depth, but especially with bringing camera equipment, I'm going to try to film a lot of this for you. I'm going to try to have a GoPro mounted most of the time, and I'll have batteries and my cell phone and some other things. Rather than having to bring my backpack around and kind of fool with that, this will keep it right here. So we'll see how this goes. That's really different for me, carrying a rifle and having something here and then having binoculars hanging, and so we'll see how that all works out. I may not end up using that too much. And let's see, last but not least, I take these dang things with me everywhere. These Anchor battery banks to charge for my cameras, like the one you're watching on right now. I'll charge those batteries up when I'm out in the field. This is the 26,800 milliamp hour. This joker will charge my phone, I believe, 8 or 9 times, something like that. So, and this little case allows me to keep all the charging cables and all that stuff with me. So that's it, guys. I leave tomorrow. Let me make sure I covered everything I wanted to cover. I believe that's it. I leave tomorrow, and I'll be back in a week. So look for a video follow-up to this on maybe the 19th or 20th or 21st of November. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Be on the lookout for the follow-up to this. Wish me luck. We got lots more videos to come, and we'll see you on the next one.